They beat Kevin Corrigan's Irish that year twice, including in the ACC Championship. Face-offs have been such an advantage for Notre Dame, #1 in the country, but Petey LaSala wins the first draw. Dox Aitken, 6 in blue, highest scoring midfielder in Virginia history. It's been an uneven start to the season, but maybe a good sign. Here comes Jeff Connor. Former top 10 recruit. Now Dox Aitken fires and scores! Dox has entered the chat.
You know, Anish, when Aitken was slow early in the season, you and I believed that the opportunities would present themselves. You're not the highest scorer in Virginia history, and then all of a sudden you can't play the sport of lacrosse. He's always delivered on a big stage. This offseason, his focus was football. I just love the way that he approaches the opponent. His stance is impeccable. Like, he's all business when you watch 36 in white. When he approaches his attackman, like his footwork, the way he squats.
Peter Garno rips the back of the net, a man-up goal for Virginia. It's 2-0 Cavaliers.
Ouch. Garno, if you're gonna beat 44 in white, you better bring some heat. And the two shots that we've seen, Aitken with the first goal. Garno sets his feet, lets it fly. Cavs are up 2.
Connor. A point in 3 straight games. Was not a factor in the first 3 games for UVA. Spins it back to X. Aitken over to Moore. Checked by Jose Boyer. Outstanding long stick midi from Kark's hometown, Yorktown. Moore fires and scores. He did that himself. It's 3-0 Virginia.
Good recognition by Matt Moore. Jose Boyer's a long stick midfielder, roams in front of the cage most of the time. Well, he takes him out of his element, and he plays the body there, and he just rips through that cross forearm hold, right? So Boyer tries to get in the body of Moore. The subtle little...
An assist per game, and Notre Dame assists on 75% of its goals. Jackoboice plays it to Dobson. Now Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh lost it, it's on the ground. Feet in front, Notre Dame on the board. The Bucknell transfer, Will Yorke.
Wow, look at this pass. The speed of the pass, the accuracy of the pass. Kavanaugh, 51 in white, leads the nation in assists per game because of his ability to look off defenses. He's completely crushed zone defenses this year. On the extra man, essentially, that's what Virginia...
Another extra man chance. Notre Dame just scoring on the EMO. Jackoboice to Yorke. The snipe from the wing, 2 goals by Will Yorke, both on the extra man. Notre Dame within 1.
This is the second time I've heard this. Dox Aitken's goal, first goal of the game. Now Will Yorke, we saw him inside, then time and room. Do you hear the pipe? One of the most beautiful sounds in lacrosse. Plant your feet. Bam, right underneath.
Get it back. Virginia wants to play a game that's a little chaotic. Shot on the run is wide by Kavanaugh.
Take a look at Kavanaugh. Sawstead on him the majority of this game. I still think he could be really productive off of ball movement.
Yorke on the doorstep. He slipped free, and Will Yorke with 3 straight for Notre Dame. We're tied up.
You know, Will Yorke hasn't been like the full-time starter, but his awareness away from the ball He's got 3 straight goals for the Irish.
On the shot clock. Matsui, the defender, 22. Griffin Westland, hands free, saved by Rode. Big ground ball. Koloji out of the scramble. Instead, it's Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh, flag down, feeds Drake, who scores! Notre Dame roaring back with 4 straight.
Complete energy goal and the relentless effort of Pat Kavanaugh, splitting the double and finding his teammate. Career development and travel, and you saw the lead stickers. That stands for listen, educate, act, diversity, building awareness.
Matt Moore has the short stick, Cassidy. He'll take him back to X. Moore draws the slide, feeds the crease. Tough angle, turnaround shot by Laviano is there.
Laviano is not the guy who blows by defenders or has the crazy physical attributes, but he's masterful off the ball. So when you put him around guys like Matt Moore, the playmakers, he can find those small.
For Notre Dame, when you have a number 2 like Leonard, who was all ACC a couple of years ago. Jackoboice down the alley against Soliday, 2 in the cage. He puts the Irish back up on top.
We were talking between breaks and also carried over into the second quarter. Who are the players that can make one-on-one plays against the Virginia defense? I thought it was 15 in white McCann and 55 in white Jackoboice. Elite.
Ryan Hallenbeck no longer goes by John Hallenbeck. He's Ryan Hallenbeck these days.
Yeah, I look at the short sticks for Notre Dame, and when the shot clock was permanently implemented a couple years ago, the short stick defensive midfield position in my mind just changed, right? Like it became one of those spots where in the past it was like, oh, who are we gonna put there, right? To who do we want there? Like, let's put our best players there.
Virginia ties it up at 5.
Just a matter of time until you start calling guys names like Dox Aitken and Payton Cormier. So Aitken was statistically quiet. And the first, unbelievable. That was the day you also neglected to give Pat Kavanaugh his real nickname.
Very easy, and somebody messaged this to me after the game. What about St. Patrick? There it is.
Yeah.
Dobson, the hammer! Oh! 6'4", 220, Fleming Island, Florida, in the house.
In the house, in fact. This is absolute gas. I can't get over this guy, right? A true freshman, he's 6'4", 220, but he's also super assertive. Like, he's going to the rack. He's stepping up from the outside and letting
9 planted, and he's got the ball right now.
Yeah, he can play on that low left or go inside. So watch 99. He's a problem.
He was calling for it a moment ago. Westland. There's Griffin Westland. Shoots low, 5-hole on Rode. And the Irish now a perfect 3 for 3 on the man up.
We're talking about all the passing by 51. Well, flip the jersey. This is 15, Quinn McCann, with great awareness. McCann is traditionally a midfielder operating up top on the extra man, goes to the low right spot, and off of quick ball scheme-wise, but they just hold themselves so accountable over the years with Kevin Corrigan and Jerry Byrne and now Ryan Wellner. You keep it you keep it fairly simple in terms of where you're sliding, but you hold yourself so accountable to the small things.
Dixon in front, a shot and a goal. Cormier using the invert game that time to generate some offense.
That's another way, right? Traditionally, when you attack Notre Dame from up top with your midfielders, and Syracuse has had some success in the past too, taking your midfielders behind the cage, and Dixon in that case.
Tough angle shot that time. Still Virginia ball. Schellenberger against Keelty. Schellenberger's been quiet today. Over to Cormier, and Virginia's tied it at 7. When they've been able to get shots, their possessions have been effective. The issue has been getting shots, but Virginia with 2 here in the third. Cormier, the Oakville Ox with both of them. He's got a hat trick. Tied up at 6. Can Virginia retake the lead here? Schellenberger, Keelty all over him. Schellenberger gets free. Finds Cormier in traffic. Quadruple teamed. Laviano off the scrap heap.
Anish, take this replay for me, please, and emphasize the importance of 3 in blue, please, for me.
He does the little things. Watch. Ball comes loose, he picks it up. He rides, he's great on ground balls, and he's one of the best off-ball finishers in Division I.
No shot, no.
No shot.
No shot.
It was a skin of the teeth type of team until really they beat Notre Dame in the ACC Championship, where you saw what they could do when they played 60 minutes at their best. Will Yorke give him 4? Alex Rode never saw it.
And honestly, I did not think he would pull up from this kind of range with pressure. So he carries, and you just see he jabs into Soliday, 32 in blue. And once he does that, Soliday loses his footing, and that creates hand space for Yorke.
Take the lead. Griffin Harris, 13 in blue on the extra man. Schellenberger. Matt Moore now. Back pedals. Notre Dame not giving an inch. Right on the crease! Payton Cormier again, and what a feed!
They've got all the pieces. Players with masterful stick skills. And Garno from that spot. In the first quarter, we saw him sprayed as a shooter. So now they have to respect him more, right? And press out on 33. So you get out, and then he becomes the passer. He's huge in big spots.
When you think about the championship run, how good was he down the stretch in the quarters against Maryland, against Duke in the semis?
Yep, even against Yale in the finals, he had 2 goals, so he didn't beat TD statistically.
Shot and a score by Virginia. Uncle Mo on the side of the Who's right now. And that's Ian Laviano, who's got a hat trick.
Look who it is. He was picking up the garbage on his prior goal. This time, hits it with range. And you know what I like about this shot is Laviano, when you watch him on tape, normally from that spot, Anish, he drops his stick low and goes. He's doing that. Then he turns to see the location of the goalie. And then you throw a pipe-to-pipe fake. But to come from X and to shoot with no angle on a wide base goalie like that.
Eric Dobson Was that the right hand, Paul?
You're going to see a lot from this guy. I mean, only a freshman from the state of Florida. He's a Mack truck. Like, look what he does to defenders. He gets them to backpedal 2-3 steps. And that's the first wrong, but he's initiating contact. Like, he's using his frame to his advantage. Like, there's never a case where he's not.
That was Dox Aitken with a left hand, but he's shown he can fire it with either hand throughout his career.
Steps up. Look, you asked how you beat Entenmann. Well, in front of the cage, that's the perfect side that you want to work with, right, on the righty goalie.
Aitken loses the shorty, finds the open man. 5 for Cormier. All this kid does is score goals. 9th game of the season. He's had a hat trick now 6 times. 6 goals against Towson, 5 against Robert Morris, 5 today against Notre Dame.
Notre Dame's defense is so good. So the attack's 4, right? 6 guys for Notre Dame, 4 for Virginia. That will test the way that you communicate, the way that you rely on one another. I think that's been the difference in the off-ball play by the attack. They're spreading the ball out. They're not going all dodges. They're getting teammates involved with really good passing.
Kavanaugh dusting his man. Jackoboice to Dobson. Lefty rocket! Oh, the freshman having himself the game!
I would love to sit down with Aiden White and really get a gauge of his mental makeup, because he's made a couple mistakes
Today against Providence. Dobson again, looking for the equalizer. On the rebound, it's Yorke. Tied at 11.
You know what created this play? Ice in the veins for Aiden White Dobson, the freshman. Someone tap him on the shoulder like, you are a freshman. Let's give it to all these veterans. No. Goes right to the rack on Solid. He gets underneath him. And then Yorke, who's your prototypical crease guy. When you're a prototypical crease guy, whether it's Laviano for Virginia.
It's him in a little nod, as if, I feel you. What we get to do is pretty fun on the offensive side. Dox Aitken has it for Virginia. 2:40 to go. What does Lars Tiffany like to say? The 4th quarter, Dox time. Split dodge, gets free from Cassidy. Aitken winds up, Dox time indeed.
Haters are gonna hate. The message boards, Twitter, Instagram. What's wrong with Dox? He's not good anymore. They need to put someone in instead of him. Yeah, right. Big moment. 6 has always stepped up for the Cavaliers. He swims the defense. They don't slide to him in time. And
we want to be ready.
Yep, and Connors is really good with the ball on his stick, regardless that it's a long stick. I like that call.
There's the double. They'll dump it on a bounce to Connor. It'll stay. No, it'll be Notre Dame ball. Hallenbeck forced the turnover. 24 seconds to go for the Irish. Plenty of time. Let's see how aggressive Virginia is here. Up ahead to the offensive end, it's Jackoboice. 10 seconds. Jackoboice, goal line extended. Draws the slide. Yorke shoots, saved by Rode. Jackoboice retrieves. Time expires, and Virginia holds on.
Wow. Lars Tiffany is fired up, not only getting the W, but the way they won this game. They won it playing team lacrosse. A lot of assisted goals, better communication on defense with doubles like that. And when you've played in monster games like Alex Rode, national championship MVP in 2019, there's no